Class 3, 1,400 metres, the trip then for race number 9 at Sha Tin on Saturday this weekend, not a Sunday programme. We have two horses making their Hong Kong debut. Superstar isn't, he's 4 from 9 overall, but beaten favourite on his last 2 starts. Or makes his Hong Kong debut, a 2-time winner out of the UK. Be Ready gets up in trip. Hossein Bolt is the other horse making his Hong Kong debut. Used to be trained out of Ireland where he won twice. Kung Fu Fighter was 6th on debut. There was money for him as well. We got Money Back, gets an inside gate here for Ben So and Paul O'Sullivan to go around at big prices. So Kiram comes up in class. He has won this grade in the past, and down to Defining Moment, who's close to a class drop for Casper Founds and Dylan Moe.
No real leader in this race, so purely speculative here with the likes of Craig Starr. He's probably got sort of the most sort of prolific, sort of handy profile next to his name, so he's potentially there. I thought maybe another one, even though he's drawn wide, if there's enough stamina in those old legs, is Kiram, who was handy last time out, but he is drawn wide, so maybe with the lack of pace in the race, they opt to roll the dice. Hossein Bolt, Be Ready on the second line. Wind and Grass had a lot of support first up and weakened out of it. Perfect Pair here is drawn well in barrier number 1, and Kung Fu Fighter about midfield.
First one to look at here is a Superstar. You can see him going nicely now. He's had 9 starts this horse, 4 wins, 4 thirds, so very consistent, but he has had problems with blood in his trachea, and he still wins with those in, so he's obviously got plenty of ability. He just moves nicely there. Be Ready's a good run from him last time. He's only had the 3 starts. Joe Moreira aboard for the first time with Be Ready, and the horse goes nicely here for work rider there in the morning. And Hossein Bolt, I thought it was a nice piece from him. He's trialled well, this horse. He's one of these debut runners. Cheek pieces will go on debut. You can see him wearing them there. 1185 pounds. He's had the ultimate gear change since he's been here. He's been gelded, and he's had 3 trials.
All right, we'll see one of those trials with the other debutant in a moment or so. We're going to start off, though, with Superstar and Craig Starr here. Now, Superstar was favourite for this race. He was a winner 3 starts back.
Yeah, this was on International Day, back on the 8th, third behind Star of Yun Long, and he's been beaten favourite his last 2. Did win over Invincible Missile 3 runs ago. You look at his form line, blood in the trachea, 3 times next to his name. Still running well, and he's got a good course and distance record.
Yeah, I've got him in there. He has to carry the big weight as well. And Joe rode him in his last couple of starts. He'll be on Be Ready, so he has jumped on, but Sylvester de Souza knows this horse well.
I think Craig Starr in that race as well. He wasn't bad in that race. He went to Happy Valley last time out, but I think he's better suited here at Sha Tin.
All right, OK. Be Ready, his name mentioned there. We can see him along with Kung Fu Fighter. I think it was the worst run, Kung Fu Fighter, here on debut.
Yeah, no, it was good runs from both these horses. Be Ready, I think it wins really close for him. I've liked all his 3 runs to date. He's finished behind Shining Gem 2 of those 3 starts as well. Beauty Applause in the middle. So they're all reasonably good form races, and he hit the line nicely. So Be Ready, I like it.
Yeah, I think he's a genuine chance in the race. Certainly Be Ready could be the second, number 4 to win for Frankie Law and Joe Moreira. The other being Triple in an earlier race, but did like the way he finished off there. Boxed on pretty soundly. Yeah,
that was 12, gets up to the 1,400 metres. So what about Kiram? Now, we're going back to the start of November for Kiram at Happy Valley, where all of his wins have been so far.
He's one of 2 9-year-olds in the race here, the other being Ultimate Glory, who continues to run well, but he got the right run on this occasion. It's not actually been a bad form race, this, because 4 horses have come out and won out of it. Zanjiang Rocks, Door, Starship and Management Star have all won out of that race. It's not been a bad form race.
Yeah, 57 starts from 3 wins, drawn 14. Yeah, not for me.
Up in class as well. Yeah. All right, so it's Kiram. What about these 2 horses making their Hong Kong debuts? Hossein Bolt, his name was Karazi, who raced in Ireland for Mick Halford, and Orr, who was called Orr, and William Haggis trained him in the UK.
You know, Orr's got the cross noseband going on, and he comes out some quite strong form races in the UK. He's 1,070 pounds. He's another one that's been gelded since he's got here. I thought he was slow out in this trial, but look, he ran nicely enough. And Hossein Bolt, he's had the 3 trials as well, and this is the one that he won. I thought it was a nice trial from him. Of the 2, I've got Hossein Bolt in.
I couldn't quite, in fact, put Orr into the numbers. I've sort of got him on the next line if there was a scratching. And I did throw in Hossein Bolt because that trial was OK. Karis Teaton and Douglas White teaming up with him. Cheek pieces first time. All
right, I went with Orr over Hossein Bolt, but he's favourite in actual fact, Paul, as well.
Oh, there we go. Interesting that he's come up as favourite Orr, but I've got Be Ready on top. I just really liked his 3 runs to date. Superstar, he has got those internal problems, but he's a real game horse. Hossein Bolt are the first starters, and Kung Fu Fighter, I thought he's improved from start 1, now coming into start 2. But I like the 4. 4, 1, 6, 8, another favourite I haven't got in.
Well, that can happen on Saturdays at Sha Tin. A lot of the favourites can be rolled, but there's some good favourites going around on the program on Saturday. Superstar is right in the mix here for me. 3 wins from his 6 starts, course and distance. 3 other third placings. Kit coming out wider, but again had the blood in the track here. Did Superstar number 1, De Souza and Millard teaming up. I've got Be Ready in. I think the writing's on the wall that a win comes soon. He's got a slightly better draw this time round. Joe Moreira jumps on board, chased home Shining Gem last time out. Of the rest, I've got Hossein Bolton, cheek pieces first time, did win well at the Curragh and Dundalk there on the poly track. They were both over 1,600 metres for Hossein Bolt, so here he is first up, 1,400. And I did like Kung Fu Fighter, his effort behind Shining Gem last time out. He had to change ground late, but it was a decent first up run. So 1, 4, 6 and 8. Probably be keeping Craig Starr safe if he's up on the pace and there's not a lot in it. And if there is some pace, Ultimate Glory, he continues to run well, the old 9-year-old. So he'd be sort of next best in the lineup.
All right, light word in his back. I've gone with Be Ready here. I think he's the one to beat. Just watching that trial again, I'm really quite taken with Orr. I think it was a super run, 4th in the Britannia at Royal Ascot, which knows a good race. Wind and Grass. Now, we saw him in track work earlier on. He won 4 of his 6 starts for Ger Lions before he arrived. Basic Law was his name in Ireland when he raced there.
There's a lot of money for him, wasn't it? On debut, he was really well backed at Wind and Grass. So Smoke and Fire, Wind and Grass,
And he's got barrier 2 as well. He should get a good run.
Like last time out, it was 3 back the fence. Might have been a tad keen down the side and then just didn't really finish off on the straight at all.
Good. Yeah.
OK, so might be another one to consider there, Wind and Grass. But a good race, race number 9, as is the 10th. That's still to come. Race number 10 plus all the best bets. That's up next.